So today I tried to beat Hogwarts Legacy, but I can only cast spells using my voice. With the help of a program called Voice Attack, I can associate certain words to specific keybinds on my keyboard. So I can give it the names of the spells in Hogwarts Legacy, bind them to their corresponding keybinds, and Revelio.
Revelio.
Lumos.
Lumos.
Lumos? As you can see, there's a small delay between me saying the words and the spell actually going off, but nothing I can't manage. I mean, I actually flew a plane like that, so magic isn't gonna stop me. Oh, I can also say pew. Spam. The beginning of the game was fairly uneventful. I got assigned to Hufflepuff, thought their common room was way better than the Ravenclaw one, and introduced myself to some nice classmates. Yeah, I don't actually care, so nice to meet you.
It was nice meeting you, Lily. Of course.
Upon going outside, I acquired the book. This book is my worst nightmare. It's so hard to complete, and the reason why I will not 100% this game. That and the Merlin trials. It was time for my first combat encounter. In class. Levioso. Spam.
How perceptive. Thank you. Lucky.
Levioso. Spam.
I know.
After brutally murdering Sebastian, I collected a bunch of pages using my favorite spell Revelio to gain a few levels. Ooh, that has to be Revelio. Revelio. A Revelio. Ooh, Revelio. Revelio. Revalue. Wait, that's genius. Revalue. Okay. Apply. Done. Revalue.
Revelio.
Revalue. Yeah, so I did rebind Revalue to Revalue, but we're gonna blame it on my accent and I'll try not to do it for any other spell. Revalue. At least it serves as a constant reminder to revalue my life choices when I'm on the hunt for pages around the castle instead of progressing the main story. Revalue. What the? Sebastian forgave me for assaulting him earlier and asked me on a date to Hogsmeade with him. So we went out and strange things started happening. Wait, those guys are the same people.
Absolutely.
It's the same guy again. We just crossed the same guy like 3 times. Oh, and I'm pretty sure that's him over there as well. Yep, this is definitely a simulation. It's him again. He's here again. Hey, buddy. Yeah. You better walk away. Hi. And now we're learning something else. New command. Let's call it yeet. 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 Okay, yeet seems to be a terrible idea. Yeet. I'm gonna be honest, I think Sebastian dealt about 90% of the damage while I was desperately shouting yeet with the program failing to recognize it. Yeet. Oh, he killed him. Back in school, I realized that I was getting pretty efficient with my spells and I could do sick combos. Levioso. Pew. 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 Accio. Spam. Honestly, the game plays itself at this point. I also learned a few new spells and headed to my first dungeon. I bounced Stupefy to holding the shield button to be able to counter, but to be entirely transparent, that was pretty much useless, since I needed to set a spell's name even before the enemy started attacking, which was suboptimal, let's say. Stupefy. So I mostly relied on rolling during the fights. Let's do this. Boom! Yeet! Spam! Accio! Levioso! Spam! It was starting to feel really nice to fight groups of enemies. After completing the dungeon, I got to go to my favorite class, and then promptly went to prison for sexual harassment. On a more serious note, that quest was really cool, but I think people were expecting some more quest lines related to the house you get assigned to, and I can understand that. I also feel like my character's outfit didn't really match the tone of the place, but I mean, I'm a grandma studying amongst kids, so I guess they just think I'm a lunatic or something and don't really care about how I dress. I went back home and started wandering around the Forbidden Forest. Down. Well, that's a way to go down. At this point, it really started to feel like playing like this had some advantages. Because I didn't have to focus on pressing the correct spells on my keyboard, I could dodge attacks more consistently and think of my positioning throughout the fights. Spam. Levioso. Spam. Expelliarmus. Nice. Since I felt confident, I decided to give the Dark Arts Arena a go. But first, I had to bind the newly acquired spells and learn how to pronounce them. Avada Kedavra. Dude, that is so hard. CRUCIO. Imperio. Boom. Confringo. Yeet. Avada Kedavra. Yeah! Arena complete! That was cool. Next, I went through the spider-infested cave and got my coolest fight so far. Expelliarmus. Accio. Incendio. Spam. Boom. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Oh, that's clean. Now that I had access to talents, I could equip all of my spells at the same time. And by making the programs swap between the different slots whenever needed, I could just say the name of any spell to cast it. No need to scroll through the different pages myself. That felt much nicer than how it is in the main game. Although I guess they didn't really have a choice, since most people don't have 16 fingers on each hand. I learned how to fly using my keyboard this time instead of my voice and decided to call it a day. Upon coming back to the game, I found the perfect outfit for my character, and the bond between me and Sebastian grew stronger. He taught me a new fiery spell, but he was getting quite chatty though, so I made a new command. I'm ready for more spells.
This is
I don't
exactly
care.
the type of magic I've been...
I bought a broom and took Fig to the map chamber. We decided to infiltrate a goblin operation and I learned to be extra sneaky. Petrificus totalis. Petrificus totalis. The first trial went quite smoothly. I was able to use all of the tools I had acquired so far to effortlessly... Well, I did get to the boss and we had an epic fight, okay? In all fairness, it was pretty tough to explode this giant ball in time since I needed to process what color it was, then say the correct spell, and then wait for the program to recognize it. But the game is nice enough with the timing so I could actually get through the fight. Incendio. Nice. Oh, and I also got the talent point to dash around, but that felt quite magical, so I added the dash command as well, just in case I actually want to use it. Dash. Dash. I got back to Hogwarts, learned a new spell called Home Invasion, and stole half of the school's most prized possessions. What are they gonna do about it anyway? I am the chosen one after all. Probably the reason why I'm also allowed to remove animals from their natural habitats and leave one of them alone in the nature, completely helpless, wondering where the rest of his family went. After getting some new clothes, Sebastian introduced me to his dysfunctional family and they didn't seem too pleased he was dating a 70-year-old, so we went to kill a few goblins to vent. Expelliarmus. Yeet. Time for the second trial now. I invaded a castle with Fig and solved all the puzzles there in an instant. Phew. Ta-da! The boss had a few new cool moves that allowed me to flex by using Stupefy, but the gist of it was similar to the first one. Stupefy. Spam. Accio. Spam. Incendio. Expelliarmus. After beating it, I made a statue cry and went to sleep. On the dawn of the final day, my lover and I went to do some kinky stuff in the basement. But we forgot to think of a safe word ahead of time, and he didn't like that too much. I could now cast CRUCIO though, my favorite spell. With this new tool, I went and infiltrated a few goblin strongholds with my friends from school. Spam. CRUCIO. Expelliarmus. Incendio. The third trial looks absolutely awesome and is one of my favorite parts of this game. I did have to create a new spell palette for the ones that were given to me during this section, but the fighting felt extra smooth, and I loved beating the shit out of death while screaming random Latin sounding words. Boom. Defendo. Bombada. Depulso. Defendo. Bombada. Now I could go and finish the game right after this, but I wanted to spend more time with my beloved Sebastian. So we went to explore one more dungeon and he taught me how to use a new spell. I tested it on his friend and it worked great.
Imperial.
When we got out, Sebastian's family got mad at him for some reason, and I didn't want to interfere too much, so I left. I invaded another goblin factory and massacred everyone there before blowing the place up to pieces. Bombada. Expelliarmus. Yeet. Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Spam. I had another trial coming up, but to enter, I needed to tame a beast with the soothing sound of my voice. Spam. Boom. Confringo. Spam. Yeet. Spam. Yeet. Expelliarmus. Yeet. I also got attacked by some random dude on the way back to town, so I had to teach the guy on his crew a quick lesson. CRUCIO. Spam. Boom. After that, the people from the Zoom call finally started trusting me and let me into their secret cave. Unfortunately, it was overrun by goblins, so I had to murder some more. CRUCIO! Yeet! Bam! Now, I don't know if it feels that way just watching, but it really felt like the fighting was getting really smooth, with the wide array of spells I had at my disposal. Yeet! It was time to end this, but before I did that, I changed into something more comfortable. Perfect. Let's do this. Accio. Nice. Boom. Spam. Levioso. Spam. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Nice. Phase 2. Dash. Dash. Accio. Bombada. Spam. Boom. Boom. Spam. Spam. Yeet. Spam. Confringo. Nice! Phase 3. Let's go. Levioso. Bombada. Accio. Spam. Boom. Spam. He's coming. Bombada. Glacius. Spam. Spam. Boom. Spam. Confringo. Spam. Bombada. Confringo. Spam. Did I get him? Come here. I don't think so, buddy. Accio. Levioso. Bombada. Oh? Is that it? Yes! Damn. What a finish to the run. That was pretty hard, to be honest.